Programming languages. What are they? They are tools programmers use to convey their human instructions into something a machine could read. It is like turning knobs and flipping switches on an analog machine like a radio, telling it to move to a different radio frequency. But compared to analog machines, programming languages are digital and used within a machine called a computer. Now, depending on what time frame you are in, your idea of a computer would differ. The 50s, big rooms full of machines, vacuum tubes, and switches. The 70s, microcomputers that are way too big to be considered micro. How about the present, 2020s? We have customizable computers that can run fantastic graphics and process data in millions within seconds. Also, they are only as big as a four stack of large pizza boxes. Which can depending on the brand. Though the computers changed throughout history, what did not change was the programmer's thirst for a way to make programs. For example, in the 50s, they used to make machine code for computers, and every time they make a new program, they have to make an entirely new program in machine code. For the 70s, assembly became prevalent as computer processors became more powerful, more portable, smaller, giving programmers the first taste of human readable code using assembly language. And in the present, we have a plethora of high level languages that makes assembly language look dumb in terms of readability but godlike in terms of performance, as high level languages take more time to turn code into machine code using interpreters, compilers, or whatever Java is trying to do with their JVM and bytecode. So, what is it that I'm trying to point out here? What I'm trying to say is that programming languages are tools that keep on evolving to make programming easier. It gives us all these amazing abilities to control the computer's hardware, like a Roman warrior and his chariot. But even if we keep making new languages, one of the oldest are still used like COBOL, C, and Fortran due to legacy support and just learning programming languages in general because they have amazing hardware control, like C pointers. But it all boils down to one thing: programming fundamentals. It does not matter if you are a Java only programmer or a Linux nerd, as long as you have the fundamentals down in your throat at the most atomic level, then you can program anything, and if you feel like your language is not enough, you can even make your own. Programming is the epitome of practical problem solving and some engineering. Kids can learn it, adults can still learn it, heck, even old people can learn it. It is accessible in today's information age, and being able to learn how they work, their history, the progenitors of many languages and origin, and the intricacies of these languages like garbage collection, code optimization, and different programming techniques like logic programming, object oriented programming, etc., make programming very flexible and all encompassing. This course was a very deep dive into the intricacies and history that I almost got overwhelmed by the amount of information. So, to conclude this reflection, I would like to say that HTML is technically a language and Python is very slow, which is why Java is the best. Just kidding! What I meant to say is that programming languages are cool, and getting to know them makes them even cooler. Thank you for this opportunity. So, this is how you do Hello World in assembly language. Done. And this is how you do Hello World in a high level language like Java. And this is how you do Hello World in Python. Easy. So I would like to give our last semester's project as one of our examples here. So this was a group project for our finals in CC 106. So this is an interactive map, first person view map of the Taguig City University. So here, let's just log in as an admin here. So here is it. Here is the actual map. So it's not really the best, but it's the best that we do. So we use a staggering amount of 5 languages here. So we use PHP, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and MySQL for our database. So over here, I just want to show you the functionality of what you can do with programming languages in general. So here we use 5 languages that can work together to make a very cool web app, which is an interactive map. So over here we can move around and you can go to different parts of the map, which is pretty cool. We also have some buttons for convenience. So you can jump to many parts of the school if you want to go somewhere specific, like the beach volleyball court, or let's say you want to go to the first floor middle stairs, which is over there, or you can go, for example, to the photography lab or something. Yeah, there's many things you can do here. We also implemented basically some um, what do you call this? Location information, lock information or map information. We don't have a specific term for it since we were in a rush, but yeah. So yeah, you can go to very specific rooms. If you click the map information, you can look at the map information, which is over here. And since you're an admin, you can actually update the location. This directly affects the entry in the database. So, for example, if the name is room 103 and this is the common name, which is the first floor academic building, we can update the location there and just change it to whatever we want, which is not something you should be able to do. But since we're an admin, we can do that. So yeah, you can also search stuff. For example, I want to go to room something. I want to go to the faculty, to the registrar. So yeah, let's just click that. Boom, we're in front of the registrar. So we don't have the inside of the registrar due to security reasons. So that's all you can see in the registrar. We also have the 2D view, which shows you where you are on a top-down view of the map. So it's not the best, but we had little to no time to make this, and we also had to learn the programming language and not really master it, but get the basics down so that we can actually do something with it. So yeah, this was a really fun project. We did our best here. We called ourselves the Strig Studio because that was our surname, STRIG. And if you go to the about page, which oh okay, it actually works. Over here, you can see that this is all of us, and here's me. I'm the team leader. Yay! So yeah, this is one of the things you can do in program using programming languages. If you were to use a assembly language for this, good luck. That's gonna be really hard. So like here's like a showcase of our code here. We have a lot. So this is so for each button that you click, it goes somewhere. For example, if you're in the specific coordinate, which is F1P2 north, that's just a code name for our specific image. So there are many ways you can move. So you can go left and it moves you to another location. So yeah, this is how our program works. And in our main, this is basically just our just what you see. But in using JavaScript and MySQL, along with PHP, yeah, you can see that there's a lot of things going on from just a simple uh, from code that makes the stuff collapsible. You remember the thing over here? Wait, let me just the jump to button. Yeah, the collapsible option. Yeah, we took in consideration a lot of things here. We made it want we wanted it to be as convenient as it can be. So here it is. So I hope I was able to showcase some of the things you can do with programming languages in general, and hopefully inspired you. I did not go into much details because if you were a beginner and you're watching this video right now, then probably you won't be able to understand much about the codes. But in general, you can understand that programming languages are very powerful. It gives you the ability to do a lot of things. So that's about it. And lastly, I want to showcase my rock paper scissors program that I made. Because why not? I believe that this is a good example of what object-oriented programming can do, though at a very basic level, using getters and setter methods. So let's just run it to show you what it does. So it's actually a very simple program. It doesn't do much aside from doing rock paper scissors with a bit of graphics that I got from the internet and a counting system, a pointing system. So basically over here you have three options: rock, paper, scissors. So let's say you pick paper and boom, and the program randomly chooses uh, what option to put against you. So I pick paper and it pick scissor randomly, and so I my loose count is now one. How about the rock? Let's see. Oh, I still lost. Dang, I'm pretty bad at this. Scissor. Dang, I won. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do another one. And another one. And another one. Okay, so that's enough game. I'm clearly losing here. So I'm just gonna reset. Boom. Reset back to the start. Nothing happened at all. So yeah, that was basically the rock paper scissors. Let me show you how I I coded it. So basically, this is the initialization method. In Java, this would be called the constructor. So over here, we initialize the components for the GUI, and we add the boobs, which is the rock, paper, and scissor. And lastly, we have to initialize our counters over here. So when you click the buttons, it actually does some stuff. So if you click the scissor, then your player move gets assigned as item 2, which is the scissor, which is the third one. This is zero base, and then it starts the game. So all of them does the same too, and whenever it starts the game, it sets the counter. So what is set counter? Let's just look for it. So set counter is a setter method that basically just sets the string, the scores that you see on screen. So it does that, and then it's and then it sets the second counter to 0. This is important, especially for the animation. and then it starts the timer so that it actually does the animation. So let's just look for the timer somewhere over here. I think it's at the okay over here. So we have the timer here. This basically triggers the countdown animation. So if it's actually if the counter is in 1, changes the image. A second pass by, changes the image. A second pass by, changes the image. And then when all of it is done, it stops the timer. It gets the player move, basically what you click in the beginning, and then it gets the enemy move through a random number generator, which is over here. Get enemy move. So we have a randomizer over here that generates a random number um, between 1 to 3. So the enemy moves. So using that integer over here, we determine the enemy move. So if the number is 1, then it gets subtracted to 1, turns to 0. Basically, it would be the first option, which is rock. If it's 2, if it's 1, then it's paper. If it's 2, then it's scissor. We have a bunch of getters here that does stuff specifically. So this is how the get player moves works too. Since the only difference is that it takes the player move, which is the thing in the beginning, the variable in the beginning that we took. Basically, if we click rock, then it checks if it's rock, then it just gets the rock. So let's go to these getters here, which does some stuff if you click them. So get rock gets the information for rock, and it needs an input there. Basically, if the player picks rock, then we have to put in player there. So that's that. So it's over here. So over here, it just gets the information, basically the images that you see. So if you click rock, then it will get rock, meaning it will get the image of the rock for the player side. And if the enemy picks it, then it's just gonna be the enemy side is gonna be that image, but flip. Yep, we have a bunch of images for that. It just works the same as the get paper and get scissor. So, and lastly, of course, once we get the both players' moves, we now get the result. So the result is over here. It basically just compares the values, basically what you inputted and what the enemy randomized as an input. So if the player picks rock and enemy picks scissor, then the player wins, and it sets the counter. And if the player picks paper and equals to rock and still win, scissor, paper, win. But if the player move is equals to the enemy move, then it will add to the draw counter. Basically, it was a draw. Then everything else would correspond as a lose. Basically, if I pick scissor and it's not equals to, and the enemy's move is not equals to paper, then basically I lost, or it could be a draw. So that's how it works. It's a very simple setter getter method, the very basics of the object-oriented programming using Visual Basics. So hope you learned something, and let's get on with the video.